In New York, there is a strange hotel. It's weird and creepy. There is a special room. It's 1408. It's special because no one dares to hire this room. Since 1912, when the hotel went into business, 56 people died in this room. They are all committing suicide, jumped off the building, took drugs, and hung. No one knows what happened inside this room. Everything is a secret. To prevent tragedy happen again, the hotel's manager decides to lock this room permanently. However, there is an American author of horror who wants to see the ghost. He is used to visiting so many haunted houses in America, but all the rumor is fake. He even doesn't believe in ghosts. So when he hears about room 1408, he decides to come immediately. When he requires to hire this room, the reception refuses his request. She immediately calls the manager. The manager comes and smiles with him. He offers to change for this special guest to the VIP room. But the author says that he just wants that room, definitely room 1408. The manager invites him to his office. His countenance immediately changed. He tells the guest that shouldn't stay in that room. But the author refuses everything. The manager gives him a very thick notebook. The author opens it. The very first page is the first victim. He died in 1912, the first week after the hotel's opening. He cuts his throat in the bath. The author continues to read the next page. Each victim was dead in a terrible way. The manager says that no one can stay alive after 1 hour in that room. The author feels so exciting. He says he really wants to stay in that room. And if the manager continues to refuse his request, he will sue. The manager finally accepts his request. He takes the author to the room. The author wonders whether the room is dirty or not. The manager says that they clean the room every month. It will have 3 cleaners, but they can leave no longer than 10 minutes. And they have to open the door. However, a few years ago, a maid was locked in the bathroom. When she was saved, her eyes were plucked out. The 14th floor. The manager reminds one last time, don't go there. But the author doesn't still believe, so now he is all alone. He walks to room 1408. He opens the notebook to see the photos again. Each of them is all creepy. He looks at them carefully. Suddenly he realizes. He turns back to the elevator. Maybe something is trying to help him avoid the tragedy. He closes the notebook and tries to reach room 1408. Before entering, he sees a woman wears a white dress. She goes with her baby. Everything seems to be okay now. He finally reaches room 1408. He opens the door. Turn on the lights. Everything in this room is normal. This man is smiling. Close the door and check all the room. TV works okay. Even the toilet paper is okay. The fridge works well. The air conditioner is a quite high temperature. There is a stand on the rug and a strange painting on the wall. The man opens the window to check around. Everything outside is okay. At that time, the radio suddenly turns on. The man turns around to see what happened. That's weird, the bed is ready. The man is shocked. He thinks there is someone in the room. He starts to check again, but finds no one. At that time he realizes the toilet paper has changed. The man feels the hot temperature, and the air conditioner has broken. He decides to make a phone call for the receptionists. Remind them to call for a repairman. They accept. The man starts panicking. He turns off the light. He uses the ultraviolet light and shines it everywhere. There are so many blood stains in the room. When he turns on the light and realizes the painting is tilted, he has to change the painting's position. There is a knocking outside. It is a repairman. The man invites the repairman inside, but he refuses. He says he will instruct the man to repair it. He is reluctant to do this. Then he turns around. The repairman has gone. The man closes the door. He realizes that he cannot hear anything. He opens the window, looks outside. Every sound has disappeared. The window clips his hand. Such a pain. He tries to pull his hand out of it. It's bleeding. He goes to the bathroom. He tries to wash the blood. Suddenly, it turns into hot water. The man is so scared. Get out of the bathroom. He calls the receptionist. He really wants to check out, but they neglect him. They introduce some new services to the hotel. He shouts at them, but they say that his attitude is very bad. Then hang up. The man is truly panicking. He tries to open the door but no hope. The key doesn't work. It seems to be a wall. He looks through the peeping hole. Looks outside. An eye is looking back at him. He starts and moves backward. He runs to the window, looks outside. Help! Help! Then suddenly, he sees a man in the opposite building. A man is sitting on the couch. He yells. That man is moving. He stands up. The man tries to call out for help, but he feels something wrong. But that man would mimic everything he is doing. He then gradually realizes something is not right. He picks a lamb up. That man does the same. That man is him. He doesn't understand. And then he turns around. There is a strange female behind him. But the woman only exists in a few seconds, then disappears right away. The man runs to the window, throw the lamb out the window, but it disappears right away. He's totally panicked. He says to himself that not everything is just imagination. It's so creepy. The spirit of the dead people appears in turn. They climb the window and jump down. One by one. Maybe they want him to do the same. But he doesn't want a suicide. He checks the hotel structure. The room next to 1408 has a window. Then he carefully climbs out the window. He evaluates only 9 steps that he can reach the next room. Then he carefully climbs out the window. I can do it. It's just 18 steps. He doesn't dare to look down. He goes close to the wall, moving like a rat. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. The wind on the 14th floor is very strong. To the 9th step, but he still cannot find any window. Then he realizes the next room doesn't have any window. It's only the permanence wall. He has to turn back to 1408. Such a long way. The window suddenly shuts. He crawls on the floor. Look at the hotel's structure again. The structure has changed. It only has the room 1408. He looks through the peeping hole again. There is a wall outside. The window also turns to the wall. The 1408 room becomes a closed room. The temperature falls down. Luckily, his laptop can connect to the Wi-Fi. He hurries to log into the Wi-Fi to make a call for the ex-wife. The conversation has started. The room's fire alarm system worked immediately. The laptop dies after that. The last chance has gone. No one can help him at this time. Maybe God stands by him. Even though he is not religious, he holds the Bible, but it has no words. He doesn't believe in God, but now the only way is believing in God, but it seems too late. The temperature is under 0 degrees now. The air conditioner doesn't work. The man has to bundle the blanket, drinks wine and makes fire to keep warm. Suddenly, the laptop opens again. He comes to check so quickly. The calling still connects. He asks her if she calls the police. She said yes, the police is in room 1408. But they find no one. The man begins to weep. He is in room 1408. He knows the room is abnormal. He says he will die. The ex-wife wants to come to the hotel by herself. The man says please don't come. A new tab appears on the desktop. It tells the ex-wife, please come quick, I'm in 1408. The man shouts, but the ex cannot hear him. The man looks at the new tab. That man smiles at him. Suddenly the room starts falling. The painting on the wall is moving. The crew cries for help. The storm starts in the room. He cannot take it anymore. He wants to destroy the painting, but the water from the painting overflow. The man lost the consciousness. When he wakes up, he is in the hospital. The ex-wife is next to him. The man is very surprised. Everything about 1408 is just a nightmare. He asks the wife if she used to hear about the Dolphin Hotel. She says no. Perhaps it's just a creepy nightmare. His life is back to normally. He starts to forget about the death of his daughter. He writes a book about his experience in room 1408. He sent the script for the publisher, but when he comes to the post office, he realizes the employee is the receptionist in the spooky hotel. Then all the employees in the post office start to demolish. They break all the walls. The man turns back to room 1408. He realizes he's never left the room. The room now is a mess. Then he sees his dead daughter. The man cries and hugs his daughter. But the daughter turns stones and break into pieces. The man feels so much pain. He saw his daughter died twice. He goes crazy and smashes things. Time up. He survives in 1 hour. The room is restored its original. The phone's ringing. Its receptionist tells him that every 1 hour, the room will start again. It's an endless loop. But he also can check out immediately. Then he sees a noose. Maybe the receptionist suggests him committing suicide. They also say that his ex-wife will come in 5 minutes. The man's really angry. He decides to burn this room. He shirked responsibility all his life. When his daughter dies, he dodges the truth. Ignore the pain's ex, he leaves him alone. His father lives in the nursing home. He's never come to visit. He burns the room with wine. The people hear the fire alarm try to run out of the hotel. The ex-wife sees the fire in room 1408. He decides to die with the room. He breaks the window with an ashtray. He won in the fight with room 1408. There is no more victim of that spooky room. He is the last one.